What's up, YouTube friends? Today on Foolproof Beekeeping, we're going to do some honey harvesting. Now, I'm kind of shooting this video this way because we had a lot of technical difficulties, to say the least, on the day of filming when we were taking our honey from our bees. The wind was horrible. We had threats of rain, so our camera kept getting blown over. Just things kept going not the way that I preferred them to, but we had one camera currently, so I set it up in an area that I thought would capture the most of what we would do. It kept getting blown over. And then when we were harvesting our honey back here at the house in the garage a couple of days later, the tripod got messed up. So we just had a lot of things that just kind of got in the way. On the day that we did our honey harvesting, we got to the farm and we only had 3 hives that we were going to harvest honey from that day. Each of them had 2 or 3, well, 2 of them had 2 deeps and one super. One of them had 3 deeps. We ended up only harvesting 2 deeps off of the hives that had the 2 deeps, as well as the super. On the one with 3 deeps, we ended up taking all 3 of them. So all in all, we ended up pulling 190 pounds of honey off of these 3 hives. So it was a pretty good harvest off of those 3 hives. Now, our game plan was to pull up. We took some extra boxes so we could take the bees out. So we could take when we took the frames out, we would shake the bees off and then move our frames into an empty box, an empty deep. So in that process, we set an empty deep on top of the brood deeps, the hive deeps themselves in there. And that gave us a place to shake all the bees off, take the empty frames and put them in the box that we kept inside the truck, in the bed of the truck, and then we would cover. Everything went well, went off without a hitch. You'll see a couple of those things in the video, but like I say, the video is going to be a little messy because the camera kept falling over. So there are some things that you would get that you'll see and some things that you won't. All right, so once we left the farm, we got back home and all of the honey wasn't quite capped. So the moisture wasn't where we would need it to be. So we brought all of the hives actually in this room that I'm recording in. We brought all the, not the hives, but we brought all the boxes, the deeps. We set them all here in the floor on a roller on top of a trash bag. And I set a fan on top and it ran for 48 hours. Then we checked moisture and everything was good. So then we went in. We moved everything out of this room, had to clean this room up, back into the garage and got set up where all of our spinner uncapping station was. Now I had the bright idea of taking a plastic bucket and screwing a queen excluder down on top to rest your frames on while you uncapped them. Now in previous years, being that I just do this stuff in a garage at home, I would just set the frame on top of the little screening ring, the screening bucket topper that I actually just drained the honey off into after it got through spinning in the spinner. However, all I have are plastic queen excluders. So my plastic bucket, plastic Tupperware container, and plastic queen excluder didn't quite hold up firm, but it worked. Then next we set up our spinning station, which was just a pallet propped up on some weights from the gym here in the basement. Screwed down the 3-frame powered motor spinner that we use, screwed it down, and then we got to work just uncapping all the frames. Now, the cool thing about the bucket with the queen excluder is it gave you a place for all your wax could rest up top and drain some honey down in the bottom. However, we just started knocking ours off and just made a giant mess in the bottom of the bucket. And I strained all that off with a cheesecloth. So then after we got through spinning all of the frames, I have a deep freeze here and I put everything, all of my frames and everything in a deep freeze until I'm able to take them back to the farm and put them on top of the hives so the bees can feed them. I don't like setting them out just so bees can just have a free-for-all because I don't like to start any robbing. So really, because I've done that once a couple years ago, I left a box just sitting out and let the bees come and just clean it out as they could. I had bees all over my driveway, just all over my home out here, but then ended up with bees dead all over the place because of the robbing situation. So I don't want to do that anymore. So what I do is I leave them in my deep freeze, and then here in a couple of weeks, I will go, a couple of weeks when I'm able to go back out to the farm, I will take all those out, put them on top of hives, let the bees just clean them up. Then I'll go back and get them in a couple of days after that. After I've got all the honey in buckets, we ended up with 3.5 5-gallon buckets. I let them sit upstairs in my kitchen for about a day and a half, 2 days, just to let all the air bubbles raise and get out. And then I pop the tops on the bucket, and then it's just got this layer of small bubbles and other little trash on top. A secret that I learned on Facebook is you take clear saran wrap, peel a piece off, lay it on top, pat it down, and peel it up, and it pulls all those air bubbles and all that trash out of your honey, gets it looking really nice on top, really pretty. And you don't have to worry about any of those little air bubbles or any of that little trash coming out into your bottles when you're bottling. So I don't remember the lady's name that gave me that tip, but that's a Facebook tip from I think it's New Beekeeping or New to Beekeeping or something like that, a group that I've been in for a little bit. Good topics of conversation that happens in those groups. So if you guys aren't members of these groups on Facebook, man, find local groups to you, or find even groups across the nation. And there's a lot of people giving good tips, a lot of good information, a lot of helpful beekeepers out there. And I find these communities are really helpful, that this isn't a very selfish hobby or business to be in, that there's a lot of people, a lot of individuals willing to help, and they're excited to help and give information. I appreciate your time in this video. Like I say, the content is probably going to be a little bit messed up and not much to it because of all the difficulties and the camera fall and everything that we had to deal with. But hey, here we are. If you got any questions, shoot them down below. I'll respond to them. If you like what you see here, if you just kind of want to hang around for a little bit, you can learn or you can teach me. Just like, subscribe, and just be a part of what we do here. What's up, YouTube friends? Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. Leave here in just a little bit and go collect honey. We've got a few hives at the farm that's packed full, three deeps each. Actually, I think 2 hives have supers on them, so I don't want to lie to anybody. But either way, we got 3 hives out there with 3 boxes on top, using for honey, that are packed full. So we're going to get those today. So as soon as Billy gets here, we're going to finish packing up, and we're going to hit the road and try to make this as quick as possible. So we'll get back and check and see what the moisture looks like in any of these frames that aren't fully capped or whatever. And we'll check and see if the moisture content's right, and if it's ready to spin tonight. If not, we'll do it another day, in just a couple days probably. Getting everything set up for spinning. This is going to be our uncapping station. I just got a couple of queen excluders that I screwed down to a little plastic tote, just to help hold and support the frames while you uncap them. And then just let the capping sit there and drip off in that bucket, and we'll come back and strain that with some cheesecloth later. And come out here and get the spinner. It's a small one. I actually borrowed this one from my brother, and because he's nice enough to let me do that. So it just spins 2 frames at a time, so it takes a little bit. Got the motor and stuff sitting over here in the gym. Got to get everything cleaned up. So yeah, the little 2-frame spinner takes a little bit, but I haven't been doing this long enough to get one of those big ones, you know, that spin 30 frames at a time. But I love it. It's very easy to use. It's powered. It's not manual. So I would highly recommend, even if it is a 2-frame, for anybody spinning honey, man, get one with a motor. It's just easy. And when it's 97 degrees outside and you're doing this in your garage at home, it's just easy. And you don't lose as much water. We're here getting ready to do a little work. Got a few hives. As you can tell, it's pretty windy out here, so the majority of this video is probably going to be edited with no speaking and a lot of sound, a lot of music. What we're going to do is we're going to crack the hives open, take our brush the bees off the frames, put the frames in a new box so we can carry those off, and then put all these empty frames in a box that's already on the hive. We brought some blowers. We may try to blow these bees out of here to see what that feels like. Now I'm stuck, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? So I had to cut right there. We're gonna have to hurry up because it's getting dark. It may rain. So I'm gonna stop right here. We're just gonna get to work. Here's the wireframe that I told you about in the last video that we made and brought out. It's already drawn, full of wax. Only took like 8 days to get that drawn out, and they're filling that one with honey already. like it when they're heavy. You know what I'm telling me?
Slide this back on there. Then it's full. Clean it off.
Oh, look at you, you little dead drunk bee. Oh, you're on supply, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
See that right there? It looks good, dude.
Smooth as butter.
Yeah.
Getting it done?
Yeah, we've done 3 frames so far. It took us a minute to get set up. I told Billy I lied. I told him I was ready and I wasn't. What do you mean? You gotta take the caps off the money. Then,
So is that what you're doing? So the caps off the money, or wait a minute, is that what you're doing?
that's what
Yeah, we're
doing.
both doing, yeah.
Oh.
There's different ways of doing
It's different.
Well, so what is it all this time?
So there's honey in it, nectar, whatever you want to call it. They just didn't cap it.
Really? So all the honey that you were getting from the caps, I'm guessing you're still going to use that too?
Yeah, we'll strain it with some cheesecloth and stuff. Yeah, it'll sit up here and drip out in the bottom of the bucket and pour it off into something. Strain it with
I have to
cheesecloth.
make sure that bucket is clean.
I washed it the other day, though. With soap and water.
it. Think about
I mean,
it. I was just
you don't want dirty honey.
spit it.
What was the olive oil for?
Trying to calibrate a little piece of equipment. So when you go upstairs, you can take it back up there. We don't.
Well, I have 2 chicken breasts left if y'all are hungry.
I mean, I'll eat.
Zucchini and some sweet potato fries from the other night. That
Really, you want to eat?
I mean, come on, man.
He'll eat.
I hate to eat your food.
I'm
Eat
going to
something
be
later.
offended.
Everybody's eating, though.
Okay, I'll eat it.
I mean, you can tell me you don't like it too much. I mean, my kids can't tell me that. But you can just never eat it.
I'm sure that won't be a problem.
I'm up. Go ahead. I'm gonna try. Morning. Pardon the hair. I have not groomed the top yet. All right, so what I'm getting ready to do is bottle some more honey from what we took just a couple days ago. It's what's today? Thursday. It's Thursday morning. We've got so far 126 pounds bottled. Also, and I've got, I want to say that bucket weighed 55 pounds, so I got another 55 to go. And I'm almost out of bottles. I think I've got 30 bottles left, so I'm going to do these. Then I'll pack everything up and wait for my new bottles to come in. I ordered I ordered 200 more bottles about a week ago, so they should be getting here pretty soon, because I still have a hive in my backyard to collect honey from, and then we left a couple of supers on the 3 hives that we took honey from just a few days ago. So I made sure I ordered enough bottles to do that, not just what we did this harvest a couple days ago. So, and since honey is done by the pound, is sold by the pound, I'll get my little scale out here. Pardon the camera work, I'm alone. Sample colors for the cabinets that the wife wants to paint. But I just got a little kitchen scale here. Pardon the mess, we haven't cleaned up yet from breakfast. Just trying to get some stuff done so I can go cut grass. It's my day off work, so my day off work consists of, you know, home ownership crap that doesn't get done during the week. So just a little kitchen scale, set the bottle on top. I'm gonna stop this and turn the camera around. All right, so you take a little kitchen scale. I think I paid, I don't know, $10 for this thing, if that, on Amazon. What I like to do is stick my bottle on first, then turn my unit on, and it registers as 0. Then when you take it off, it shows you the negative weight. Put it back on, 0's back out. Then I'll turn the gate. I'll drain the honey out till this scale says 16 ounces, and then these bottles will be full. Both of these bottles are the same. They're both 16-ounce bottles by weight, full. This one is just a little shorter and a little thicker, like me. And this one is just a little bit taller and a little bit on the thinner side, like other people. That's not me. So that is the plan this morning, is to get all of my honey bottled that I have, bottles for, fulfill orders that I did a pre-sale on my orders on honey, I don't know, sometime last week. So I got to get all that honey delivered by the weekend. So, and then I've got a bunch to take to a farmer that will sell it at his location. So I'm gonna sign off here now and get really sticky and get this kitchen good and messy to give the wife something to do. And what I'm gonna do right here is take the plastic wrap and push it down on all the little air bubbles and the little junk piles up over here in the corner of this honey. So it's been sitting, this bucket's been sitting for about 48 hours. Trying to be a little quiet, I still got kids asleep. So then you just pull it up and look at that. And what I do is I set it right here and then I squeeze it out. And I'm not gonna be able to show you that part because I'm trying to hold the camera too, so just a second. All right, so I squeezed it out. I don't like to waste anything, so I'll strain that out through a little strainer and just put it in a little bucket or something. Not a bucket, but like a little jar on the counter for biscuits. I'm gonna get another little piece of plastic wrap and get that up. I'll do it again. Get what we missed that time. Over here on this side. One day, I'm gonna have a real videographer. But for now, you just get me and the little iPhone. I missed a little spot over here too, so if I can, I'll just pull this up and I'll get it. I don't know that you'll get everything. It looks a lot better than it did. All right, I'm gonna squeeze this out.
go, 16 ounces. And it zeroes out every time.